So we're out here in Glendale, Arizona this morning at another community owned by Cal-Am Properties. We're actually in the throes of a few properties over here off major cross streets of Maryland and 59th Ave. Cal-Am Properties are an institution that owns a plethora of mobile home parks nationally. They've actually increased their restrictions with us because we're licensed, bonded, and insured as a dealer of mobile homes to do multiple homes inside their communities. Normally they have a restriction. I think it's like 2 or 3 across their entire portfolio. Well, we have like close to 10 currently in their assorted communities. This is one of them behind me, lot 191 off major cross streets of Maryland and 59th Ave. This is a family park in the transportation hub of the Glendale area. So as we develop our relationship and offer products available in these communities, we'll ultimately be able to have wider variety and more easily accessible seller carried finance, which is a tough thing to acquire for our ITIN working individuals here in the Valley. A lot of people facilitating the workforce and have good paying jobs, but ultimately can't facilitate financing as a Hispanic individual here in the Valley working, making good money because their international tax identification number and lack of a social security card. That being said, it creates a great opportunity to facilitate multiple bedrooms for a small family who's working hard and wanting to facilitate affordable home ownership here in the Valley, and maybe a truck driver or someone that works here in Glendale looking for housing. So that's just where we're at right now, walking some of our inventory. We have lot 191, lot 32, and lot 41. Lot 41 we bought for like $8,000. I debuted that on a previous video of mine. Feel free to check that out. That was a more extensive rehab we acquired for about $8,000 and did a full blowout, as you call it. So new siding, new windows, all of that. This home right behind me, we actually acquired for a negotiated discount, more in a turnkey situation. So we're not having to do a full rehab. The home's in great condition. We put in new flooring, finished out a lot of the previous rehab. So an individual moved in and added like 2 bedrooms in this unit, had the supportive square footage in order to do so. But not every home is going to be a huge rehab. Sometimes we buy a little bit quicker flips. And you'll see as I walk through lot 32 as well here in this park, that's a year 2016. So all the way from 1970s units doing full blowouts up to, homes that are year 2020, 2016. We have a good wide variety of housing that helps establish more quick flips as well as softens the demand on our rehab staff. They're running around rehabbing houses, every day of the week pretty much. But that kind of gives you a little bit better idea of how we're operating in the Valley. We don't just buy and rehab. Sometimes we buy and quick flip and make a good margin because the product was solid and the seller was in a distressed situation. I debuted on vlog 71, the home that we got a agent referral who came to me in the Tempe community, and their client was really needing to sell. We got them to a $25,000 cash price, and ultimately it was originally listed at $65,000. So that's like a $40,000 swing that we'll put back up. I think we put it back up at $69,000, and we already have some people interested in that property on a seller carry finance program. So that's just today. We're out walking around, checking out our inventory, talking about the market. I think we have the 3 homes here in Glendale. Lot 191 is like 125, lot 32 is 150, lot 41 is 110. So that's, $350,000 in current market value inventory here in the Glendale market. Quick update. I've been talking to a lot of associates and individuals looking at performing out in the market, and they're really looking at flipping houses. It's really easier said than done. And if you don't have your ducks in a row or your contacts all aligned, you could really get taken for a ride at the end of the day. Well, what does it cost to even do something similar like this on manufactured housing and residential real estate? Well, you're talking probably about $100,000. And if you don't get your strategic bank financing set up as well as your contractors in alignment, you may be left high and dry by the time you need to refinance within a year. That being said, it's a lot of risk out in the market for an individual wanting to facilitate really an easy, quick flip. And if you end up finding yourself in a situation where now you're multiple months into a project, now your contractor and ultimately rehab fee is inflated, permits rates have tripled here in the Valley, and you really don't know what to do. And that's a scary situation to be in, especially with that much money on the line. You've got a bank loan on the line, you've got investment capital on the line, and there's bills still needing to be paid. There's not all that many exit strategies for an individual that falls into a position like that. So you want to be careful out trying to ultimately facilitate a quick flip or, you know, a new build or things of that nature. From experience, the bill is never what it's originally quoted. There's always outstanding circumstances and things that come up when either adding square footage or running sewer or attaching it to city utilities. You know, there's all this kinds of gray area. So, you know, with that being said, you want to be careful with the risk that you're ultimately getting into for the want of a passive income and return on investment. And if you're not savvy and don't have the connections in order to do so, I'd caution an individual from participating or delving into something like that if they don't have heavy cash reserves. With an alternative investment brought to you today, you can passively cash flow in a note that's already consummated, qualified, and cash flowing from a licensed and qualified operator here in the Valley. And that's cash flowing in notes, just like a home behind me. You know, we bought this home, brought it up to quality standards, modern requirements, and are now reselling it on seller carry finance terms. Well, why is that important, and am I bringing that up? Well, for individuals that are wanting to get out in the market but find themselves in a scared situation where, you know, they may don't want to take that much risk out in the market. As I develop this strategy, we have multiple notes that come out available. A note is, in other words, a home that I've bought, rehabbed, resold, or cultivated the deal here in the Valley, and the seller financed to a qualified borrower. For you to buy that seller finance note or mortgage, almost like a Wells Fargo, and participate in the passive income and cash flow that provides. Well, what kind of return is provided in a note like that? Well, with anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000, you can cash flow $500 or more a month with zero banks and little risk out in the market. You know, there's risk in real estate investing at the end of the day, but what is the risk within a note investment strategy? Well, it's the borrower's ability to repay the asset, right? That's secured by lien on title, as well as the contracts. So with everything discussed here today and the bow of an opportunity shift to you here today, why take all that much more risk when you can just buy a note? You know, with the $100,000 that you're going to try and use to flip a house, and it may take a year, you can start performing in a 30-day program with those same dollars, cash flow, doing less for more with mobile mailbox money.